I have made well over $100 million from my personal brand, and majority of that was profit, whether that be profit from my e-learning business Educate, whether that be my back-end software company Flowzy that all of that traffic funnels to. So we literally get paid tens of millions of dollars to create tens and tens more millions of dollars worth of enterprise value on the back end through Flowzy, whether that be my physical product brands like my eyewear company or like Big Day, whether it be my mobile app, Digital Launchpad, which we scaled to 500,000 MRR, monthly recurring revenue, in just the first 50 days alone. I guess the point I'm trying to make here is anything I touch basically turns to gold. And you want to know the craziest part? You can do it too. The only problem is most entrepreneurs think that they make millions just by creating content alone. And this could not be further from the truth. If you think that just getting a videographer to follow you around Dubai and renting luxury cars is building your personal brand, my friend, you have been grossly led astray. Because the thing is, you are missing the one thing that builds you an asset that will pay dividends for the rest of your life. It's actually quite simple. And no, it has nothing to do with how many views or how many followers you have. It's something so simple that 99% of entrepreneurs completely ignore it. It's simply building an intentional brand. It's the key from going from a few hundred grand a year to making $1 million, 10 million, hell, even $20 million a year plus. It's what's allowed me to make well over 9 figures in my career. Now, the only problem is most entrepreneurs are stuck churning out content with zero strategy. And it's funny, I see this time and time again, and to me, it makes zero sense. Why would you make a 7 habits to change your life video if you have a $10,000 B2B offer? You're just throwing at a wall and hoping that something will stick. And let's say that your 7 habits video does end up getting millions of views. How many of those viewers turn into paying customers? Once again, let's say that you have a $10,000 B2B offer that helps recruitment agencies. How many of those millions of views, first of all, have existing recruitment agencies that are up and running and have the sort of funds to pay 10 grand? You can make a niche specific video that gets 3,000 views that will literally bring you 10 times as much money as that multi-million view 7 habits video. Now, I'm going to touch on this a little later on in the video, but for now, you need to understand that you have to map out the path from someone actually watching your content to actually buying your product or service. You don't just make content for the sake of making content. You make content with the intention of turning that viewer into a customer. And that is what I meant when I said intention. And that is exactly what I would like to teach you in this video. I'm going to teach you in this video how I made well over $100 million intentionally and how I planned out every single step, and it was all methodical. A lot of people see me online and they think I just create content. I spend maybe 3 to 5 hours a month on creating content. And by the way, most of that is done and prepared for me by my team. And listen, my stuff might come across simple. Let's take even the e-learning company as an example. People like to say, oh, whatever, he just sells a course. Okay, if it's that easy, you go and try to make $100 million with your course. And they'll use the term course to devalue what we do. We have an average customer support response time of 58 minutes, 24/7, 365 days. Back in the day when we used to sell courses, because we don't sell courses anymore, we're out of the digital product game, and most of my focus is on my software companies. But back in the day, if you were a customer, within 3 days, you would get a handwritten note from us anywhere in the world. At some point, we had 30 student success coaches, and you would get a one-on-one call for 6 weeks at a $1,500 price point. You understand how insane that is? You could have 10K coaching offers that still aren't going to give you that level of support. Or let's take our mobile app, Digital Launchpad. Once again, oh, it's so easy. It's selling courses. We have an iOS app. We have a Google Play app. We have a new program that launches in there every 30 to 60 days. Each of these programs is shot in the most beautiful locations in the world, shot on Netflix grade cameras. And do you know how difficult it is for the support and the technology to accustom tens of thousands of subscribers? So anyways, I guess all that to say that in today's video, I'm going to give you a little bit more of an insight as to how I built an intentional brand, and not only that, how I monetized it. Because my goal was always to make everything look effortless and everything look like it just happened and appeared. But we have the best systems in the world, and we have the best back-end processes in the world. No one even comes close to what we have and what we've built. And that is the machine that takes all of this attention, this intentional brand that I built for me, and turns that into over $100 million, soon to be hundreds of millions of dollars. But the way that all of this starts is with intention, building an intentional brand. And as I said, that's what we're going to cover mainly in today's video, because for me, there's nothing worse than not being equivalently compensated for the size of your brand. So I'm going to break down my full personal brand and the intention behind all of it, which has resulted in multiple 8-figure businesses. But just a fair warning, warning, some of this will not be relevant for the stage that you might be at compared to where I am on my personal branding journey, which is why you want to look out for a few nuggets I'm going to be sharing throughout this video and then just apply it to your current situation. And by the way, as I mentioned, what I'm sharing here is really just the tip of the iceberg. There's so much more that goes into implementing these strategies effectively, like how to structure your content to attract high-ticket clients while also building broad market appeal. And this is actually what I help entrepreneurs with inside of my private licensing program called 8FL. So if you want to learn more about this program and see if you'd be a good fit, go ahead and book a call using the link in the description once this video is done. Now, let me walk you through exactly how I built this empire and how you can start building your own. And it all starts with my main traffic source at 5.3 million subscribers, which is YouTube. Now, there's one lesson you need to understand here before we move on to anything else. Like I alluded to earlier, your follower and view count does not correlate to the amount of money you make, and you really need to get this in your head here. What I need you to truly comprehend is that there are personal brands out there with 5,000 followers who make a shit ton more money than people with 5 million followers. Now, why is that? Because they optimize for the correct metric, leads instead of views. The first thing you need to do whenever you're coming up with content ideas is to get specific on the goal. Is it views or is it leads? For 99% of you, it should be leads. And this is why replicating my style of content won't make sense. You know, I see so many people trying to recreate my 7 habits that made me a millionaire style video, and those make sense for me and my goals because I made the decision about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, to go into a broader market, which I'll touch on why in just a bit. But even this channel right here, I don't want this channel to get larger than 20, 30, max 50,000 subscribers. I want this to stay small because this channel, I'm specifically speaking to prospects that could be a good fit for 8-figure license, my licensing program. I'm not trying to make YouTube optimized video, this, that, blah, blah. I'm literally just trying to find my ideal prospects. And you'll see this even, for example, someone like Alex Becker. Alex Becker has a YouTube channel, I think with 1.5, 2 million subscribers on there. And yet he puts most of his focus on his channel with, I think it's got what, 20, 30,000 subscribers. And there he is specifically speaking to ideal prospects for his high ticket software, Hyros. Those sort of clients are the sort of clients that are going to be paying anywhere from $300 to 4, 5, 6, maybe even 10 grand a month to use the software. So the sort of content that he posts on his main channel doesn't make sense to attract Hyros quality leads. Now, from platform to platform, I also switch. So for YouTube really helps back in the day drive leads for my digital product business. Now it drives leads for my software company. Then I've got my more short form top of funnel stuff, and those platforms have been great to literally make me millions and millions of dollars in profit from my eyewear company, from other physical product brands that I have. So you just need to be intentional and you need to understand your goal for each platform. Now, as I'm talking about this topic, I created a board to help you visualize everything that I'm talking about here. And I created this just before I got in the car, so that way you can kind of visualize my empire and how I structured things and how different platforms serve different purposes, etc., etc. You see, up until 2022, I niched down exclusively to SMMA content. And I mean exclusively. Every single video I made had one purpose: to help agency owners scale their business. I mean, maybe once a year I had a vlog, but no broad motivational videos, just pure tactical SMMA content. And that's exactly what you should do at your stage, because that is exactly what is going to attract the type of customers that you want. And as your personal brand matures, you can then decide where do you want to take things. So for me personally, I own the SMMA market, and then after the SMA market, I own the online business market. So up until 2022, I was SMA, and then in 2022, especially because of my VSL, the one that almost got 10 million views and made me $20 million, and that's a video or a topic for another day. But after that VSL and all the content, best business models, blah, blah, all the stuff that I was making, I basically, somewhere around 2023, I went from SMA to owning online business as a whole. I was an online business guy. And then after that, I was like, let me go a little further into self-development. And then once again, I wouldn't say I own the self-development space because there's some pretty heavy, big players in that. But I was up there when it came to self-development content. And after that, I decided, you know what, let me just go broad. And that was as I was starting to take my eyewear company a little bit more seriously. That was as I was launching Big Day. That was also as we were developing the Digital Launchpad. Now, Digital Launchpad is a mobile app. It's $37 a month. So pretty much anyone in the world that can be appealing to. But I guess that was also for me at a stage of my career where I decided, you know, in the next 20, 30, 40, 50 years, my real love is definitely physical products. So because I knew long term that I had some physical product plays that I wanted to make, I was willing on some platforms to go go a little bit more broad. But on certain platforms, for example, like this business channel, I want to be hyper focused to my ideal prospect. So the way we do this is by content siloing. So for example, I went hard on watches, finance, cars, all of these things, and I felt that I could tap into a new audience and unite them under one account. But that didn't work. The videos actually floundered and they attracted only a few new subscribers while alienating my existing audience. And this happened because I didn't understand one simple truth. People don't engage with content that they're not interested in. I know, crazy concept, huh? And the content I was putting out didn't align with the previous demographic that I had attracted. And by the way, this is why when everyone was trying to grow their YouTube channel with like shorts and even my main Instagram account, I don't post reels or anything like that, but because I want to keep it safe. Now, another thing I will say about my main Instagram is for 4 years now, it's been shadow banned because of the whole C19 situations. My main Instagram account, if it wasn't shadow banned, and what I mean by that is my main Instagram content cannot get promoted or pushed to anyone. You physically have to type in my full username, and that is the only way that you can follow me. So my main Instagram would probably have like 10 million followers if I didn't have that shadow ban on it. But even if it wasn't shadow banned, I still wouldn't post, top of funnel reels, because for me that dilutes the audience. And I saw this, I saw a lot of people really up their YouTube channels because they posted shorts, and then now they've got all these subscribers that love their shorts, but then when they post long form, they don't want to see it. So that's why, we had the main YouTube channel, and then I wanted to post more vlogs, so we created a vlog channel. And then, now we have, like, for example, the business channel, and we even did content siloing on short form where we have all of these extra accounts. I think we have over 30 accounts in our possession, pumping out more than 250 million views, about 300 million views a month between all those accounts we own. And then all of those accounts then flow through to either my main Instagram, or all of those accounts flow through to my YouTube. So for you personally, I wouldn't say that you have to have this complicated structure, but if you want to know how to combat the initial issue on YouTube and shift to grab a larger audience within the demographic that you want to attract, while also not pissing off your current audience, because that's very important. You want to expand your audience, but a lot of times the content that expands the audience also alienates your current one. So I call it this 3-to-1 content ratio. So basically it's a 3-to-1 growth and nurture content ratio. And here's how it breaks down. You've got growth content, which focuses on broadening my reach. Now this content is crafted specifically to appeal to a wider audience, pulling in new viewers and getting as many eyes on the channel as possible. So these are videos like the 7 AI tools that will make you rich and 7 productivity hacks that made me a millionaire. These are high view potential videos that pique curiosity and bring in new subscribers. But here is where most people miss the mark. They just stop at growth content and never convert those views into actual leads or loyal followers. And that is where the nurture content comes in. Nurture content is all about deepening the relationship with my core audience. These videos usually have lower views but higher engagement because they are designed to resonate with people who are already following me. For instance, Day in the Life of a Young Millionaire in London, or watch this if you're tired of being poor and it sucks. That video, I literally just put my iPhone down while I was on the way to a meeting and I just spoke to the camera. I still think it got 600,000-700,000 views, so decent amount of views, but compared to some of the other content I was posting on my channel at the time, which each one would get 1 million plus within the first month, it was quite low, but it was important because it developed that relationship with my audience. This is the sort of content that really nurtures your followers and turns your followers into fans. Now, to turn these nurtured leads into paying customers, you have to set up what I call a video chain. So under every single video, you'll notice that I link the next video that I would like my audience to watch. And this is the flywheel effect that I've built through a sequence of strategically linked content that funnels viewers deeper into my ecosystem. One of the key videos in this chain is the VSL that I mentioned earlier. This VSL, or video sales letter, breaks down every online business model, highlighting its flaws and logically steering viewers towards the agency business model as the most viable path. This VSL now has nearly 10 million views and netted me over $20 million. Again, most people will never see $20 million in their entire life, and we did it with one YouTube video purely showing the strategies I'm showing you here right now. Now, how do you write a $20 million VSL? That is a topic for another day, and I've actually started scripting that video, so I will discuss that in future. But just know that this can work for anything. For you, it might be a dropshipping store breakdown, an Airbnb arbitrage guide, maybe a chiropractor practice scaling strategy, or a real estate investing blueprint. Hell, even why your dentist practice is the best in the area. Anything, whatever offer resonates with your target market. The key is finding that core converting video and building your content chain around it. From there, the link in the description takes them straight to the Agency Accelerator sales page, where potential clients then enter my sales ecosystem. From there, they're given the option to either purchase directly or book in a call with my student success team, which is obviously just my sales team, who then guides them towards the right next steps. Now, we have multiple processes in place to ensure that I don't leave money on the table at any stage of the journey, from the pre-call flow to the pre-call VSL sell, as well as calendar booking reminders. Every touch point is designed to maximize conversion. For those who don't book or purchase right away, I have a cart abandoned sequence that re-engages them and pulls them back into the sales process. Now, I'm not going to get into the specifics of the sequence because it gets way crazier from there. Like, we have some ninja level hacks, and obviously that's stuff that we reserve specifically for our 8FL clients. But really the key takeaway for you is this: you need systems in place that prevent leads from slipping through the cracks. When you have a structured pathway for each potential customer, every interaction builds upon the last, creating a seamless journey from content to conversion. In short, building a profitable brand requires more than just creating great content. It requires a systematic approach, one that's intentional at every level. Then for my mobile app, Digital Launchpad, it's similar but simplified. Obviously, since it's a low-ticket monthly subscription, there's no need for a call. Instead, the link directs them straight to the purchase page, making it as frictionless as possible for users to buy into the platform on the spot. But here's the key with the subscription model: retention is everything. So I have a series of retention processes in place that ensure we maximize the LTV, or the lifetime value, of each user who joins. Our systems are so effective that we have surpassed the industry failure rate, sitting at 31% versus the typical 64%, along with a very impressive recovery rate of 50.4% compared to the industry average of only 5.3%. That is unheard of in our industry, and better yet, this is the most simple of all the processes I'm showing you. And depending on what industry you're in, it can be transferred quite easily to achieve similar results. And of course, all of these advanced processes are covered in depth inside of 8-Figure License. They are the exact steps that allow me to consistently convert leads, retain clients, and build recurring revenue streams with high LTVs. Now, apart from my main YouTube channel, I also have 2 additional funnels specifically set up to acquire leads for my Agency Accelerator product. Once again, I don't sell this anymore, but that was after making tens of millions of dollars with that product specifically, and close to 100 M's between all the agency programs as a whole. Now, my @Talk with Iman Instagram account and the Iman Gadzhi extended YouTube channel were other lead sources. So let's start with Talk with Iman. This Instagram account is dedicated to online business advice, particularly focused on growing an agency. The content there is tailored to nurture a smaller, more targeted audience, making them highly qualified leads. Now, my team messages every new follower and qualifies them through a series of questions. And then based on their responses, we either would send them a value-packed care package or book them in with my sales team for a more in-depth conversation. And this approach ensures that we are only bringing in people who are genuinely interested and ready to take action. Now, as for the Iman Gadzhi extended YouTube channel, the strategy is very similar. I post in-depth tactical content on building an agency designed to attract viewers who are already inclined towards agency growth. And then each video on that channel includes a free resource link in the description. So when viewers click the link, they are directed to a form where they enter their contact information to access the resource. And then after that, they're taken to a page where they can either download the resource or, once again, book in a call with my team. And the leads who don't book a call immediately are captured and added to smart views from my SDR, which also means sales development rep, and they follow up on those leads that didn't take immediate action. Now, this process then brings them back into our back-end sales ecosystem, and this creates multiple opportunities to engage them and convert them down the line. Now, this multi-funnel approach, using both social media as well as targeted content channels, enables us to attract, qualify, and nurture leads across different platforms. And each of these funnels feeds back into the same finely tuned sales process, which has been perfected to maximize conversions, whether that be through Instagram outreach, YouTube resources, or my main YouTube channel. But just a fair warning, this is one of those instances where imitating what I've done might not work out the best that it can. If you're a small brand, my advice is just to stick to one YouTube channel for the moment and keep building it as your nest egg, because that is what's going to give you the best bang for buck at your stage. And just like I said, once you have capped out your market, which by the way is very unlikely to happen in your first year or two, then you can start on a broader market strategy. Now, like I mentioned before, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You see, even more has evolved since I decided to pivot my content towards the general market in Q3 of 2023. This shift was the final step in positioning myself as an online personality with a strategic aim of growing my physical product brands like Gadzhi and Big Day. And yes, this works with any product or industry. And I am living proof of this. It doesn't matter what you're selling. It doesn't matter what industry you're in, what you're selling, whether it be physical, services, if you're an agency owner, if you're selling digital products, if you're selling software, it does not matter. At the time of recording this, even last month, we did an event, and at the end, we sold software. We didn't sell digital products for the first time. This is the first time we ran an event event, where at the end, we actually sold Flozy, my main software company. We sold a 1-year subscription, as well as some other cool tools that we built out for people. And you know what happened to the conversion rate? We literally had a higher conversion rate than the past 4 events. And this at a time where people are really struggling to sell stuff online. You know, it was a lot easier 2 years ago. So the reason I say that is that's living proof. At the end of the event, I probably could have sold a new limited collection of my eyewear company and then made millions and millions of dollars that day from a pair of shades. Whatever you want to sell, these systems and processes work. I know because I do it for multiple different companies. All you have to do is do it in the right order and take every step very intentionally. And if you do it right, you will build a brand that will be the most valuable asset that you have ever owned and be able to start companies that grow to multi-7, even 8 figures in just a matter of months. But anyways, I digress. The opportunity you have right now just makes me shiver in my boots with excitement, going back to how I leverage my brand for my physical products. Now for this, my go-to platforms have been X and my Iman Gadzhi Unscripted channel, where I integrate my personal brand strategy into every piece of content to maximize brand awareness and conversion. So first, let's look at Gadzhi, which is my eyewear line. These frames were created 4 years ago. And it was a 12-month period. Obviously now we're running ads and we're growing the business, so I don't want to use that as an example. You know, I want to be realistic and I want to be honest. So just from organic, there was a 12-month period where I posted 6 Instagram stories and we made over $2 million in revenue with 80% margins. So in 12 months, I posted 6 Instagram stories and I made $1.6 million from these glasses. And the best part is people love them. I love them. Listen, I could afford any glasses on earth. These are the only ones I wear. So that's actually the beautiful thing as well. This is one of those cases where this is a brand builder because people love these frames, especially at the $95 price point. Most eyewear these days is either $30 eyewear, or even like Ray-Bans are like $250. So at $95, this is a great product that people love, builds my brand, and I still make millions of dollars in profit from it. That level of organic success would have been impossible without the strong personal brand that I've established. And this is why I emphasize that your personal brand is your #1 asset when scaling any venture. Now over on X, you'll notice that I post a lot of self-development, motivational content, and quotes. And this content averages around 100,000 views and draws significant attention to my account. And this directs eyeballs directly to my big day lifestyle content. Now, fair enough, this doesn't get the same volume of views, but from a profit per eyeball perspective, it's a game changer. You know, people see the post, click through, and quickly recognize big day as a part of the lifestyle that I portray, sparking their desire to associate themselves with that lifestyle. And then there's my Iman Gadzhi Unscripted YouTube channel, which is essentially a vlog channel showcasing my daily life. Now here, I integrate both Gadzhi and Big Day products seamlessly. I'll wear Gadzhi glasses while out and about, start my day with Big Day electrolytes, or show a clip of my tennis game where Big Day is my go-to pre and post-workout drink. These casual yet intentional features allow my audience to see my product in action and naturally foster interest and trust in them. And then I simply link the pages to purchase these products in the link in the description. And this simple strategy has allowed me to make millions and millions of dollars a year from these companies. But none of this would have been possible without one core principle: a personal brand. A personal brand that is built with intention. This becomes a powerful ecosystem that supports every product or service that you launch. So whether it's launching a physical product, a digital course, or a subscription service, or you're even just trying to get more students for your jiu-jitsu gym, the key is to leverage your personal brand as the ultimate growth engine. So if you found value in today's video and you're an entrepreneur who feels like you're ready to take the next step, as I said before, this is exactly what I help entrepreneurs with inside of my private licensing program called 8-Figure License. Now, unfortunately, we don't work with beginners. The systems and processes that we help our clients with, they just aren't really applicable to you. But if you're an individual or an entrepreneur that makes more than $250,000 a year, so just about 20 grand a month onwards, and you want to learn more about this licensing program and see if you'd be a good fit, go ahead and book in a call using the link in the description. You'll have a demo call with a member of my team. They will show you inside of 8FL. They'll find out a little bit more about your business. As I mentioned, there's a few kind of clients we don't accept. We don't accept people making less than $250K a year. We don't accept businesses in the trading, crypto, Forex space, any businesses working with OnlyFans or webcam. We don't work with clients that are I'm sure you won't have that issue. And lastly, we don't work with businesses that we don't believe we can help. And that's exactly why we have the demo call in place, just to see if this makes sense. And even if it doesn't make sense, my promise to you is that we will leave you better than we found you. So with that being said, click the link in the description and hope to see you as a private client inside of 8-Figure License.